and welcome to our interview with authors, where we talk to authors of books that we are selling on teachsolas.ie. Today we have Stephanie McKittrick with us, the author of Finally Free. Hello, Stephanie. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm good. How's you?
Good. And Stephanie, you are from Belfast, is that right?
I am indeed, all my life.
Very good. So we're on the same island anyway, even though we can't meet up or anything at the moment during lockdown. So Stephanie, when did you write this book, Finally Free?
I actually wrote the book just before the first lockdown. So it was all sort of, in Word on my computer, and I was hemming in hand, do I publish it? What do I do with it? And then lockdown came, and that's what pushed it out.
Very good. Well, it's released anyway, and it was released, was it sometime last year in 2020?
Yeah, it was in August 2020, so it was, and it has been a journey since then.
Very good. And how's the reception been to the book?
Do you know what? It's actually been great, and because I have written the book in a style where I wanted it to appeal to non-Christians, to unbelievers, to see, my story and to read it. I'm getting a lot of interaction from unbelievers who are reading the book, that they're really encouraged by it, but also by other Christians as well. So it honestly has been fantastic. And I know of nine countries that it has gone out to.
Brilliant.
And it has been great, especially for it's just my life.
It's great to hear that, because really what we want to focus when we started Teach Solas last year is obviously to be a help to Christians in Ireland and the church in Ireland, but also to non-Christians, and really promote books that are accessible. As Christians, sometimes we talk in a certain way, we read certain books. To a new believer, it can be quite difficult, even if you're asking questions, and whether people grew up in different Christian faiths or not. Sometimes it can be difficult for non-Christians to even ask questions or what books to recommend to them. So you've got a feedback from non-Christians, and that's been positive feedback. Have they been asking you about your own journey?
Yes, and I've actually had a couple that did then give their life to Jesus then as a result of it. And the way my book is written, I have my whole story, but then afterwards, then I have a chapter called The Questions and the Answers, which was all the questions that I had then when I got saved, like why did this happen and what is this, and it's all there explained, and it is literally like a like an idiot's guide to my life, but also into, coming into the kingdom and realizing how God's hand was really always on your life.
Brilliant. Yeah. And it is, it's a story, a memoir, as it says in the start, Finally Free. We're here with Stephanie McKittrick. And your book is a story of your life. Can you just give us a brief overview of your upbringing and how you came to Christ?
Yeah, there's a lot. There isn't much that hell can throw at you that I haven't came through. But I started off, my mum and my dad. My dad was a preacher, and he was also an abusive alcoholic. So he would have went out, preached about Jesus, and then came home and really, really beat us as kids. And so I couldn't see any sign of Jesus. I couldn't see anything. We were very, very poor as well. And so this then just set me off on a whole other path. I wanted nothing to do with God, nothing to do with the church. So I went in the completely opposite direction. And my life really was just marked by complete devastation, rejection, abuse the whole way through, drink, drugs, a lot of stuff. And then even then up into, it seemed to be every time I tried to get my head up over the water, something would come along and just put me right back down into the pit. So eventually then, the story that I am mostly known for then is that I'm pregnant with my second child, and unfortunately she died, and I've now had 17 brain surgeries, a lot of things. And it was only then really when I received a miracle healing that I then finally decided to say yes to Jesus. Now obviously there's a lot more to the story, but there's literally there's everything in there. And that's one of the things people always say to me. They're like, Stephanie, I can't believe how much you went through, and how are you doing it, how are you keeping, how did you do it? And I'm like, the answer's simple. Before I got saved, I was a complete mess like everybody else. I really was. But the answer really was in Jesus. And it's then when people can see the difference in me before and then who I am now, it's just clear.
Exactly. And I guess that's what comes through with people's testimonies. It's not in our own strength. And obviously you probably tried through the years and you failed, as all of us, we try to get out of different scenarios, situations through our own strength, but it's only when we believe and trust in Jesus Christ and then we can be finally free, as the title suggests. So I'd recommend this book, Finally Free by Stephanie McKittrick. It's on sale with us at teachsolas.ie. And Stephanie, what other books would you recommend to people? What books have you found, Christian books have you found that have benefited your life?
So definitely it is The Power of Faith by Smith Wigglesworth, which is absolutely fantastic. And then a book that I'm actually reading at the minute that I just sort of nabbed is The Elijah Task by John and Paula Sanford. And because I do love the prophetic side, and great to have, all sides.
Exactly. That's very good. Well, that's us for today. And just thank you very much, Stephanie, for being on with us and for telling us about your book. And just to give the title again, that's Finally Free by Stephanie McKittrick. We'll have a link as well under the video. All the best, Stephanie, and thank you for the interview.
Thank you.